he got with some of the key people in the church and said, let me take you to a little conference out in Orange County, California. A guy named Rick. He's doing a really super job. So they all pack up and go out there to the conference and come back all pumped full of this stuff and says, purpose-driven. Purpose-driven is cool. We're going to have 40 days of purpose. We're going to have this. We're going to have that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And all she did was she's going, I've never heard of this before. How come I never read this in the Bible? So she did a little research on it. This was like 10 years ago. She did a little research on it. And she printed out some pieces of paper and went to her pastor. And he had a big smile on his face. Said, yes, how can I help you? And she said, Pastor, I pulled this up about Rick Warren and this purpose-driven movement. Can you read this? And he went. And she said, I saw his visage change. Those of you who believe in shapeshifters, okay? Anyway, she saw his visage change, and at that point, her and her husband were marked people. And at some point, the pastor and one of the deacons came to their house, which was their place of business, and said, please leave. Go away. We don't want you at our church anymore. And you think I'm making that up. I have gotten calls and letters from people with that exact same story. They were asked to leave. Get out. Please leave. Okay? You're not one of the community people. You're not going to go along to get along. And so anyway, all right, got another picture for you. This one. Where is my guide here? Somebody sent me this. Let's see if I still have it pulled up here. There it is. All right, you ready? I'm going to show you a picture. Okay? Take a look. And no, this is not my backyard, although it's close to my backyard. Okay? This is the Joyce Meyer Ministries bought and paid for Meyer family compound. Okay? Now let's see. I don't know exactly what you're able to see. If you look at the photograph here, there's a road that's coming into all this. There's a big double swinging gate here. Okay? The only way that a mere mortal can look at this compound is by the air. Okay? So you have the double swinging gate here, and then you have a road that comes into the compound. Now I'll read the caption here for you. Joyce Meyer Ministries bought these 5 homes for Meyer and her family. The ministry, not Joyce. The ministry. Let me explain who the ministry is. The ministry is you who sent her money. Okay? That's who the ministry is. Okay? She would not have gotten this had it not been for people sending her a bunch of money. She would have never had this. Okay? But she goes now from living in a single-wide trailer to this. Okay? Let's see. The ministry pays all expenses, including landscaping and lawn care. Property taxes. Stop right here. Property taxes. Okay? I am going to dispute that. Because I know, and I don't know how it is recently, but I know that, see, this is in my county. This is where the county that I live in, that I do pay property taxes in. Okay? I pay them. And but she lives in this county, and I know the assessor. I knew who he was. He got a different job with the state government. Okay? But I know the guy, and I know a guy that's related to him, and I know the story. And there was this part of this came out on the news. He's been after her for years because all of this property that you see there, okay, nobody's paying taxes on. Nobody is. Okay? Because she says that it's part of the tax-exempt ministry, 501c3 ministry, part of the tax-exempt ministry, and that the ministry has bought her and her daughters and her family members all of this property, and since the church or the ministry owns it, they don't have to pay taxes. Okay? And the county assessor disputed it, threatened to sue her, and I mean sue as in S-U-E, file suit, not sewer, okay? But anyway, threatened to sue her, and one evening her lawyer came out and read a statement for the press saying, we still don't, Joyce doesn't believe in paying these taxes, but we want to be good people of the community, and we understand the schools need this money, and blah, 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 blah. So we've reached an agreement to pay half, which was about $500,000, okay, in taxes. And so they kind of had a gentleman's agreement here that they were going to pay $500,000 to Jefferson County to leave them alone, okay? I don't know what happened after that, but right after that, I don't know if she got mad or what, but she said, you know what, we ain't paying a dime. And they haven't. Okay? So, the ministry does not pay property taxes on this. Okay? I just thought I'd clear that up. Or at least that's the last I knew. Rehab work. Meyer, her husband, and each of their 4 married children live in the homes free of charge. Residence 1. You see the little diagram there. The biggest one is that of Joyce and Dave Meyer. It was bought in 1999. The purchase price, $795,000. Just this one house now, $795,000. 10,000 square feet. Cost of improvements, $1.1 million. Now let me stop right here. Let me explain that to you. Okay? The house cost nearly $800,000. The Myers went in, Joyce and her wimpy husband went in there, gutted the house, it was a brand new house, gutted it, and spent another $1.1 million rehabbing the they rehabbed a new house, brand new house. Walked in and said, "Oh, what a shack!" And spent $1 million, over $1 million, rehabbing the house. Let's see here. It has 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, a golf putting green, swimming pool, an 8-car heated and cooled garage, a guest house with 2 more bedrooms, and a gazebo. Residence number 2, right across the street. Daughter Sandra and her husband. Bought in 2002. Purchase price $400,000. 5,000 square feet. Cost of improvements $250,000. 4 bedrooms, 3 full and 2 half bathrooms, all-season room, prayer room, media center, and home office. You know what a media center is? That's a theater in your house. I've been in a guy's house, got one of these theaters. He is a ministry head. Okay? Number 3, residence of son David Meyer and his wife Joy. Purchase price $725,000. Square footage 4,000. Cost of improvements unknown. 2-story colonial, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 2 garages, utility shed. Residence number 4, daughter Laura paid $350,000 for it. She didn't. The ministry, you did. Cost of improvements $3,000. That's not bad. Features 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms with a fireplace. And then we have another residence. Cost $200,000. Spent $33,000 fixing it up. Okay? That's just a quick little overview of the Joyce Meyer compound that was paid for, not by Joyce, not by anybody else, but by you. Okay? And this is not from some whacked out conspiracy archive network. This is from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Okay? This is their reporting. This is what they said. Okay? They ran an article, I think it was back in 2004, a series of articles on Joyce and her extravagant lifestyle, which the improvements that went into one of the houses, I think her own, including a lavatory toilet that was in the tens of thousands of dollars. Now, that's a throne for you, okay? That's a throne, okay? You know what? I'm thinking that we still, I'm thinking we still have some trouble on the Pastor Mike Online website. Those at the Watchman community are telling me that they cannot get through. People are calling in and telling us that it's not working, so we will have to do this. All right, we'll have to get something fixed here. And anything that you have that you're trying to send that way, and let me type something in real quick here. Anything that you have that you're sending in a different way, please be patient. I won't be able to get to that today, but maybe we can get it in on Thursday. Let me, since I keep look, this is just today's stack right here. Okay, I still have like stacks from weeks ago. This was sent in to me, and I tell you what, you guys are on top of it when it comes to checking stuff out. Somebody had asked the question last week, is halal meat or halal certification considered eating meat sacrificed to idols or food sacrificed to idols? And I said at the time that I didn't know. Here is, in fact, this is from the person who first asked. She said, "Hi, Pastor Mike. Thanks for reading and commenting on my note during your broadcast. This is from someone who is obviously a Christian. The article says, dangerous compromise in the meat industry. Under the influence of the New Zealand Meat Board, a new spiritual influence has penetrated our country. It began with a series of meat deals with the nation of Iran." You know, I don't know. I had a comment. I'm not going to make it. The first deal was signed in October 1979. The New Zealand Meat Board agreed to supply Iran with 200,000 tons of lamb over a 4-year period. One of the conditions attached to this trade is that all stock had to be killed according to Islamic regulations, which is Sharia law. To support the contract, a number of freezing works were converted and licensed for halal slaughtering. In the first year, 21 Iranian slaughtermen were brought to New Zealand to slaughter lambs in these freezing works. In later years, Muslims were brought in from Fiji and trained as slaughtermen. In the early 80s, nearly one-fifth of New Zealand lamb went to Iran. However, this market quickly became very unstable as Iran had difficulties paying for meat. Now they were spending all their money on nuclear stuff. The Meat Board responded by exporting lamb to other Muslim countries. Halal meat is now exported to many Muslim countries, the Middle East, Africa, and Asia. Let's see here. Let me skip to this part here. Here is what is involved in a halal slaughtering. Now, again, in our journeys in Kenya, there were quite a few restaurants that had halal certification. I didn't know, but what that was just the Muslim kosher way of doing things. That there wasn't going to be any pork there. And again, you just don't find pork in Kenya. It's hard to find. You can get it at Nakumatt, which is their version of Walmart, but it's rather expensive. Okay? So if you want a piece of sausage for breakfast in the morning, you have to eat their beef sausage, okay? And when I first got there, it didn't taste good, okay? But I'm sitting here going, boy, I wouldn't mind having a piece of that sausage. I kind of miss it. Here is the requirements for halal certification, and I will read that to you shortly.